am not. You're a bad influence on me. This was your idea from days ago.
Won't let this moment pass us.
Good morning guys and happy Tuesday. I'm up, I'm refreshed, I've had a fantastic night's sleep. I think she has too.
Yes.
She's not going to work today.
Nope.
We think it's best that she has a day off just to rest, just to make sure, because they were going to keep her in 24 hours but they decided against it. But we figured better safe than sorry. Also, we had a midwife appointment today, a scheduled one, nothing to worry about, at 11 o'clock, which means that, well, it just kind of like made it easier, made more sense for us to, or Jen to have the day off. This is the third hospital in 24 hours we're going to have gone to. No, we never really made it to the first one.
Yeah, we got to like the car park or something.
Almost, yeah. I think it was like the turning into the car park. I ate so much today. I didn't know why until I checked how many calories worth of exercise I did yesterday. 665. If you guys have tried to monitor, like go to the gym and see how many calories you burned, and you're disheartened that you've only done like 200 and you've worked out a hell of a lot, imagine how I must be feeling today. I am aching from top to toe. I'm aching so much. I'm also having a bit of a bad hair day. I had to rush through my hair. I need to leave in a second. I didn't have much time. And today is going to be filled with lovely telling Jen to take it easy and keep sat down or lay down while I edit 2 days worth of vlogs. Are you ready to leave in a minute?
Yes.
Cool. I have no idea where we're going. It's a new hospital. I don't even know if there's parking. Jen seems to think it's a new place. There must be parking. I think people are idiots. They'll probably put 3 parking spaces for an entire hospital based on the last couple of hospitals we've been at. It's stupid. Yeah, I wasn't wrong. Look at the state of this parking situation. There isn't any. There's like this tiny little car park here, another tiny little one around there. It's so bad that this woman here decided she wanted to park in the tree. Literally in the tree. Jen thinks she knows what the problem was. She said that this bit here, where this building is, used to be car park and they built on it. So now there isn't really a car park. They are clearly short on space here. Why couldn't this have been parking bays? Why does it need to be a grass and such a wide path? It's a little weird. There's a load of people taking up space in the car park. And I have no idea what's going on. This was a lady that decided she'd rather park in the bush. I'm surprised she has paintwork. That is worrying that she was that desperate to get parked up that she looked at it and just kind of shrugged and walked off. Despite the whole parking situation at the hospital, it was lovely. It's a brand new place. I don't even think it's officially open yet. Yet they were still taking in patients. There's some sort of camera crew. I think it's for maybe the news, East Midlands News or something like that. The midwives were lovely. There was the midwife and the midwife student midwife, that was what it was. She was a student midwife, both of them were absolutely lovely. And we think that now, from now until the baby's coming, one of them may be Jen's midwife, maybe. Because up until now, every single appointment has been a completely different midwife and there's been no continuity of care. That might change. Just gone 2 o'clock, we've had some lunch. I've finished editing Sunday's vlog, the one that should have been uploaded yesterday, but because of the whole Jen not being very well, that never got done. So that's now up, you can watch that, although, yeah, you can definitely watch that if you're watching this. Jen is in bed. Yeah. That's all she ever does these days, is just sleep.
Why?
Are you enjoying not being awake?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good for me.
I'll go and do some more work then. Look who's a bad influence on me.
I am not. You're a bad influence on me. This was your idea from days ago.
No.
It got in my head like a worm in my head.
You're the one that said pizza today.
Because you made me.
I didn't make you do anything.
No, today you didn't, but like days ago when you had it without me, and I've been thinking about pizza for like a week. So
I had pizza the other day, so you get 2 pizzas to yourself now.
Deal.
No.
I'm sick. I did say last night before we ended the vlog that I was going to give you guys a blow-by-blow rundown of what happened yesterday. And now that I am fully napped and fully fed, I figured this was as good a time as any to let you know. As you can see, I'm feeling an awful lot better. I got really lightheaded yesterday morning while I was at work, but I couldn't tell whether I was going to pass out or whether I was going to be sick. And I asked a colleague of mine to come and help me get to the bathroom because I was worried that walking down the stairs really wasn't a safe thing to do. He was sitting at his desk and I was sitting at my desk and I shouted over. And he looked at me, kind of acknowledged that I'd said something and then didn't move. And I was sitting there thinking, come on, come on. Like, I need you now or I'm gonna be sick. Like exactly where I am. Anyway, he did. It probably took him no more than 30 seconds to get to me. It just felt like forever when you think you're gonna throw up. Turns out that standing up really wasn't the best idea, and I was lightheaded and I fainted. I wasn't out for long. It was somewhere around about 10 seconds. But I kind of woke up in the recovery position, thinking to myself how amazing it was that I managed to fall in such a convenient way. I hadn't done. It certainly didn't put myself in the recovery position. One of my colleagues had called paramedics and they came to kind of pick me up from work. They sorted out my blood pressure, which had dropped really, really low. They tried a couple of things to raise it at work, but nothing really had much of an effect. So they were going to take me to the general hospital. But I think mostly the point of taking me there was because I was 31 weeks pregnant. I was chatting to the paramedic that was in the ambulance with me on the way there. And suddenly I started to feel really queasy. But we were travelling backwards and the ambulance is rickety and it's shaking all over the place. It wasn't sure it was just travel sickness. And which has been worse in the last couple of months than it normally is anyway. So I asked the paramedic if I could have something to throw up in just in case. And I would say less than a couple of minutes after that, I don't really remember what happened next. I know I passed out, but only because I was told so afterwards. The next thing I know, I'm kind of coming round. The paramedic that's with me is doing a lot of stuff in the back of the ambulance. The sirens are blazing and we are moving an awful lot faster than we were beforehand. Turns out that I passed out just outside the hospital, like outside the gates. But because the hospital we were going to doesn't have an A&E, they then wouldn't take me once I was basically unconscious. So we had to drive across town to a different hospital. The paramedics were really fantastic. They were both lovely. They were so happy and so friendly and so calm despite what was going on. We arrived and they put me into the resuscitation ward, which I think was, again, a bit of overkill because I was fine. I was conscious by this point, had no further problems in the ambulance. But I suppose they didn't know what was going to happen to me next, and they didn't know why I'd passed out a second time. I think fainting from a lying down position is particularly unusual. And my heart rate had crashed and my blood pressure had crashed. That's what caused me to go. They wired me up to a million things. Like, look at this. Just look how many sticky patches I had to peel off myself last night. Okay, this many. I think there's 15 here. Part of the reason there were so many is that they put a whole bunch of sticky pads onto me when I first arrived at the infirmary. And they did all my ECG measurements. We were there for a couple of hours and they were trying to find me a bed in a ward in a different hospital, so this would be my third one of the day, because they didn't have a cardiologist at the infirmary. The only cardiologist in the city apparently is at another hospital. When I arrived at the third hospital, they then re-stickied me up with new ECG points so I could be monitored again. All in all, I think I was monitored for probably about 10 hours yesterday. There were about 9 hours or so before I saw the cardiologist. So when I did eventually get to see the cardiologist, he said they couldn't see any major issues. Whatever it was likely caused by my blood pressure, and to be very careful, standing up quickly, to make sure I was eating and drinking enough and at proper regular intervals. And generally just to be careful, which is advice that I really could have done with 10 hours ago. I don't think I needed to be on monitors for so long. I really do appreciate the care I received yesterday. The paramedics that picked me up from work were amazing, and the doctors in the resuscitation ward and the nurses there were all fantastic. They really took good care of me and made sure I knew what was going on. And the fact that I saw a cardiologist, I suppose within about 12 hours, or within about 10 hours of being admitted, is probably quite a big feat by most area standards. It just really is a shame that it took me 3 hospitals to find him. The happiest thing was I didn't have to stay in overnight. They didn't put me on a full 24-hour monitoring. They let me go home so I could sleep in my own bed. At some point in the next few weeks, I'm gonna get a mobile heart monitoring system of some description, and I have to wear that for 24 hours to see how I got on. But in the meantime, I'm back to my normal self, and I just need to be a bit more careful. Not do so much. Make sure I take time to chill out and drink more. I drink quite a lot anyway, so I don't know how I'm going to manage this. I'm just going to be going to the bathroom all the time, but I guess that's the price you pay for a healthy baby. I think ultimately I'm fine and Pip's fine, and that is all we can ask for today. I've just been reading through some of the Twitter comments and the YouTube comments from the last couple of days, and I must say I am completely overwhelmed with how lovely everybody has been. So thank you very much for your comments and your well wishes, and it's just really lovely to see. Thank you so much to everybody that has been watching and that's kind of let us know that you've been here. It's been fantastic and it's really made me feel an awful lot better today. But I am now sad to say that it is bedtime, because it's 10 o'clock, which is quite reasonable bedtime, and I have to go to work tomorrow. So I need all the energy I can get so that hopefully what happened yesterday doesn't happen again tomorrow. Fingers crossed, guys. And leave us a comment down below and let us know you've been here as always. It's fantastic. Give us a nice big thumbs up if you will, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.